Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance. And today we return once again to one of the most exciting, mysterious, and still unfolding systems in the game. Realm. And this is part 4. The final part of this series. We've been breaking this down step by step, hero by hero, trying to understand what these realm skills really mean, where the value is, and more importantly, where the traps are. Because let's be honest, not everything that looks good on paper is actually worth your investment. Now, if you missed the previous parts, I strongly recommend you go back and watch them. This is a full series, and everything connects. But today, we close it out. Today we look at Electra, Yasmin, Lionel, Thea, Jew, and Galahad. And by the end of this, you should have a much clearer idea of how to approach your realm development moving forward. Now, before we jump in, just a quick reminder. Realm skills only apply inside realm. And more specifically, they affect your troops. Infantry, Spearmen, and Marksmen. So everything we're talking about here is not PvP, not Guild War. This is realm strategy. And that changes everything. Let's begin. We start with Electra, the Eternity tank. And right away, you can see she brings a bit of a mixed profile. Her first skill is simple, but effective. A health increase for all troops. At level 1, we're looking at a 2% boost. And of course, this scales as you invest. Now, this kind of skill is always solid. It's not flashy, but it gives stability across your entire army. Her second skill is where things get a bit more specific. Marksmen deal more damage, while infantry take reduced damage. Again, useful. But here's the problem. It's split. And when you compare this to heroes that buff all troops equally, this starts to feel a bit niche. So Electra. Decent foundation, but not something that screams priority. Next. Yasmin. And honestly, this one is exactly what you would expect from her. Offensive, focused, but maybe a little underwhelming in this context. Her first skill boosts infantry, giving them a chance to deal increased damage over a few turns. The idea is good. It adds pressure, it adds burst potential. But the percentage is not game-changing. Then her second skill gives Spearmen a chance to dodge. Again, interesting concept, but low impact. And more importantly, inconsistent. So Yasmin here feels like a hero that fits her identity, but doesn't quite deliver enough value to justify heavy investment. At least, not yet. Now we move into Lionel. And this is where things start to get a bit more interesting. Lionel is clearly designed around infantry. Everything in his kit points in that direction. His first skill gives infantry a chance to land critical hits. Straightforward. Clean. And actually, quite valuable if you're building around that troop type. Then his second skill pushes it even further, increasing the damage infantry deals specifically against Spearmen and Marksmen. Now, individually, these numbers might not look insane. But together, they create synergy. And that's the key. Lionel is not about being universally strong. He's about enabling a focused strategy. And when realm PvP arrives, this kind of specialization might become very important. So Lionel? Not broken, but definitely one to keep an eye on. Now let's talk about Thea. And here, we shift back into a more defensive, supportive role. Her first skill increases health for all troops. Simple, reliable, scalable. And just like we said before, these kinds of universal buffs always have value. But her second skill, that's where it gets interesting. A chance for all troops to gain a shield that absorbs damage. Now at first glance, this might not seem huge. But think about it. This applies to all troops. Across your entire army. And over multiple engagements. This can start to add up. It's not explosive. It's not flashy. But it's consistent. And in long fights, consistency wins. So Thea might not be the most exciting pick. But she could quietly become one of the most efficient ones. Next. Ju. And just like in other parts of the game, Ju comes in with a mixed role. His first skill strengthens Spearmen, increasing their defense. That's solid. It gives them more survivability, more staying power. Then his second skill shifts to Marksmen, adding bonus damage every second attack. Now again, we're looking at split value. Different troop types, different effects. And while that gives flexibility, it also means you're not fully committing to one strategy. So Ju ends up in that same category we've seen before. Useful, but niche. Not bad. But not a priority unless it fits your exact build. And finally, Galahad. The face of Hero Wars Alliance. Stepping into Realm. And here, he follows a very clear path. Infantry? His first skill boosts infantry attack. Simple. Direct. Effective. And his second skill. Now this is interesting. A chance to stun. And stun is rare in Realm. That alone gives this skill potential value. Because control, especially when limited, becomes extremely powerful. So Galahad might not dominate in other areas of the game right now. But here in Realm, he might actually find a place. And that's something a lot of players won't expect. So Guardians, there we have it. The final group. The final breakdown. And the full picture of these Realm skills. At least for now. Because the truth is, we're still early. We don't have Realm PvP yet. We don't fully know how these interactions will scale. And because of that, the smartest move right now is patience. Do not rush your resources. Do not overinvest blindly. Wait. Observe. Test. Because when PvP arrives, everything will become clearer. And the players who held their resources will have the advantage. Now I want to hear from you. Have you tested any of these heroes? Have you found something stronger than expected? Or maybe something completely useless? Let me know in the comments. Because Olympus Alliance is not just about sharing knowledge. It's about building it together. We've come a long way in this series. And this is just the beginning of what Realm can become. Stay ready. Stay smart. Stay ahead. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and as always, salute and friendship.